had a great time, but dear Lord, do I need to sit down and plan some makeup. Okay, so I decided I wanted to use one of these pigments here. This is, remember all the pigments that I got from OPV Beauty? Look at that. It's like a purpley brown blue. So I have an idea. But first, we need eyeshadow base. Let's do some clean canvas. I'm going to use the shade medium because I'm actually out of the shade fair, but we should be good to go. So work that in with my Anissa Beauty eye treatment brush. Gosh, it feels good to sit here and say Gerard Clean Canvas and Anissa Beauty eye treatment brush in the same sentence. Now we are eventually going to spice around into all of these colors, and who knows what I might do today, but I have this picture in my mind and I'm looking for a brush while I'm talking to you. This is my first day doing a tutorial, you guys. I found my brush. So I'm going to use a little bit fluffier brush. And the vision I have are browns with the purple and the blue. And it actually has a little bit of red in it. You'll see. I got to quit squawking here. I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm getting excited. So I'm going to pick up this shade, and I picked it up only on the one side. We're going to flip that side towards the ceiling. I'm going to kind of just tilt my head back just a little bit and start to press that into my crease. I'm pressing. I'm never swiping back and forth because we have to set that eyeshadow base. So this is what sets the base and makes sure that it doesn't crease later. Look how pigmented. I'm going to relax my eye, and then I'm going to see where I want to shape this. I always like to shape my eyeshadow upwards. It just gives a little lift. Now, while I was gone, I did not check my phone. I think I checked it a total of 10 times over the 4 days that I was gone. If anyone would like to update me on what has happened, what's been going on here in the beauty world, tell me right here. Tell me what's been going on. What's new in the products? What do I need to be trying? Just let me know. Update me. I'll teach you something. So this brown that I have on, believe it or not, it actually has a lot of red in it. So if you ever have a palette and you see red and you don't do the crazy wild looks on the daily, grab a little touch, just a touch of that red, and I want you to start here in the deepest part of your crease, and from there just kind of tap that on top. All that's going to do is really bring out the red tones and make this brown a little bit more red. A lot of times we see these colors and we're very intimidated, but this color is actually in this color. So now I'm going to show you how I kind of clean this up and smooth this. You need a short, dense brush. This one's a prototype, but we're getting close to things. I'm going to kind of wipe that off right there. Don't worry about it if it doesn't come off. And remember all that eyeshadow base that we put on? That's going to act as kind of a cleanup. Now I still have another technique, but this is kind of what I do to make sure that everything's blending. I am not pulling back and forth. If I was to do that, we would disturb everything. I'm just kind of pressing, pulling this eyeshadow base down from my brow, cleaning that up, melting everything together. A lot of times we think the more we blend, the better it's going to be, but pressing and kind of just melting everything back together like this makes a major difference. We still have another step that we have to do to continue to smooth, but that's like a pre-cleanup. How gorgeous that is. And do you see how it has the red? You can kind of see on the sides. It's almost the same color as our crease color through here. So I figured this would be really cool. Oh my goodness. So I'm actually going to scoop some out here on my vanity. I'm just going to scoop about, that's way too much. That's probably going to be too much too, but let's see where it goes. I have it here on my vanity. And then they also sent over a mixing medium. This is kind of going to turn it just into a liquid. It's going to set, but it's just going to make it a little bit more pigmented. So I added a drop and a half, and I'm just going to apply this with a flat brush. When you use a mixing medium, it just kind of makes it a little more pigmented. It also makes it a lot easier to control. I'm not even going to worry about the lash line because I am going to do a liner, so I'm not going to worry about taking it there and making sure it's perfect. That is beautiful. Okay, so I want to soften this line. I don't want it to be a perfect cut crease, so I'm grabbing that very first shade from our palette, and I'm just going to press this, and I'm just ever so lightly just softening this line right here. It's okay if a little bit of the dark shade gets on there. I just want to melt it together. This color is insane. And I was just informed, if you want 10% off of this snazzy little number right here, just use code ROPES. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do the under here cat eye thing. What is that called? Oh, reverse cat eye. I'm just using a ColourPop gel pencil to do this. I was going to do just a classic wing, but I was like, and I think something a little more red based. Wait for it. I'm going to have to finish my concealer before we go to town, but I'm kind of just playing around here. I'm going to grab a tinier brush. This one's a prototype, using that same color, that first one from this palette right here. Just wanted to make sure you know. Let me just press that there. Yeah, that's going to be cool. All right, we know what we're doing. So I think with micellar water, I just cleaned it up a little bit. I think I'll be able to do it before I do any kind of concealer. That's the spess. Now, somewhere in the chaos is my little brush with a little bit of the eyeshadow on it. And I'm really blending it upwards. I want it to be really clean underneath here, but I want it to be very smoky on the top part. So for this, I am pressing, but I'm pulling a little bit. I'm really not going back and forth. I'm usually always just going in one direction. Okay, so my lashes are drying. We're gonna pop those on, kind of finish the eye. I always put a little bit of mascara on just to darken my lashes. I actually don't curl my lashes before falsies because I like to really push them up, and once they're really, really curled, it actually makes it a lot harder to place that lash band. That way I'm not battling a big curled lash trying to get it in there, so we can push them into the lash later. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. And then once I get my lashes on, I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna show you my favorite bronzing brush. I have gotten so many new supporters lately, and so many people really, they still ask me about these brushes. So I was gonna show you this one. So that's what I'm gonna be posting this evening. Okay, so we're gonna pop on these Tati lashes in the Style Hustler. Should we really wiggle them down into the lash line? That was pretty easy. So now I'm gonna go film with my brush, and I'll be back in just a second. Be right back. Alrighty, listen here. I finished everything off camera only because I was filming. I'll label everything that I used in that video. But right now I'm using my Givenchy powder. Pressing that in. We're gonna use this Moira Cosmetics blush. This is the ombre blush. This is Soft Berry. And we'll kind of just go back and forth. I'm trying to figure out where I want to place it. I think we're a little bit more spassy today, so we'll do a little bit more lifted and just place it here. So now that we have our concealer on, we can go ahead and finish underneath our eye. This is that same ColourPop pencil that we used earlier. I went ahead and took it on my lash line as well. One of the biggest tips that I could ever give you is when you go into your shadow, because we do want to smudge this a little bit, we're going to go in, we're going to grab it on one side of a very tiny brush. Now, even my first instinct is to come in here and go back and forth, but a lot of times this eyeshadow is going to get into your eye, it's going to be fluffed around, and then you could have your tear ducts start running. It's going to ruin everything. So what I like to do is really press it. You're still going to get that same effect, but it's really giving you more control of that eyeshadow so it doesn't fluff everywhere, get in your eye, it start running, and then the entire makeup look and the day is ruined. So we're obviously going to do a dark lip, but I want to see if we can layer blue gloss on top to kind of tie everything together. This is a Milk Cosmetics lip liner. Now we're going to take this Makeup Forever lipstick and just kind of work that in. But I want to try the blue gloss. Alright, So now we're going to take this NYX Milky Blue Gloss. This might be too dark, but we'll see. I'm just playing around. That's what makeup's for. Also kind of drooling on myself here. This is the shade FOMU. And of course I'm going to apply it with a lip brush. No, you can still see it. That's really cool. That's the spice. Tomorrow is September 1st. The main one that everybody wanted to see, let me grab it. It's on the table. This is the palette everybody wants to see. The Carnival, The Antidote by Stacey Marie and Be Perfect Cosmetics. Look at this. This one did come broke, but there's still some in there that we can use. This guy right here, this one is the one everybody's wanting to see. So vote right now. Do you want warm tones or do you want some greens? We'll use that tomorrow. You let me know what you want to see. I love y'all. It feels so good to be back. I'm actually going to organize my vanity here, get ready for the rest of the week. I have so much fun stuff to show you. The Moira Cosmetics powders. I'm going to be testing out these powders from GLAM. It's a spicy week. Everybody put on their makeup seatbelts and get ready. Again, I'll save this to my highlights and I'll see y'all in tonight's post.